He was a retired engineer, used to thinking logically. So when he read that high-intensity workouts boosted longevity, he dove right in. He signed up for a HIIT program online, started following routines designed for people half his age. And at first, it felt good, energizing, motivating. But here's the thing. What no one told him, what no article warned about, is that an aging heart doesn't respond the way it used to. You see, as we age, even the healthiest hearts change. They become a bit stiffer, less elastic. Imagine an old rubber band. It doesn't stretch the way it used to. HIIT, high-intensity interval training, pushes the heart to its edge, with sudden spikes of effort, rapid surges in heart rate, then abrupt recovery. For a 25-year-old, maybe it's invigorating. For a 67-year-old, it can quietly fracture the very system it's trying to support. William didn't feel anything at first, but slowly he started noticing shortness of breath, fatigue after mild exertion, a strange fluttering in his chest. A visit to the cardiologist confirmed it. Micro-stress damage was adding up, the kind that doesn't show up in a single moment, but builds day by day like a crack in a foundation. The silent pressure you don't see coming. And this story isn't rare. I once worked with a retired military man. Strong, proud, disciplined. He started HIIT workouts after turning 70. Within 6 months, he developed arrhythmias so severe he had to pause all exercise. He wasn't weak. He wasn't lazy. He was doing what he thought was right. But he forgot something vital. The older body isn't asking for intensity. It's asking for attention. Because what worked at 40 or even 55 might be dangerous at 70. And here's the twist. The next mistake often comes from the opposite side. From those trying to strengthen their core or stay toned with gentle weights and floor exercises. But what they don't realize is, they're placing silent pressure on the heart's most fragile systems. Mary's story and the breath we forget to take. Take Mary Cooper. Every morning, without fail, she'd roll out her mat, lie down and do 50 sit-ups. Then she'd lift her 3-pound dumbbells while holding her breath to push through the reps. They're light weights, she thought. Totally safe. Her grandson had even encouraged it. You've got to stay strong, Grandma. And yes, muscle maintenance is important. But nobody ever told her that when you hold your breath during a push, you turn your chest into a pressure cooker. Here's what happens. You contract your core. You strain your diaphragm. Your blood pressure spikes internally. The heart becomes compressed, just enough to cause chaos. The body doesn't always give you loud signals. Sometimes it's just a wave of dizziness, a sudden urge to sit down, or a faint spell that feels like a nap sneaking up on you. What it really is, the body whispering, "This isn't right for me." And here's the key. That's not weakness. That's wisdom disguised as fatigue. The difference between strength and sensitivity. You see, as we age, it's not strength we need most. It's sensitivity. The ability to listen, to notice, to adapt. Most people think growing old is about slowing down, but real longevity isn't about doing less. It's about doing the right things at the right time. That retired woman who started sit-ups to help her back, she ended up in urgent care with dangerous blood pressure spikes. Why? Because nobody ever explained the difference between a training for youth and training with youthfulness. You don't need to match your younger self's pace. You need to respect your current self's rhythm. And when you do that, the body stops fighting. It begins to heal. And then comes the unexpected enemy. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you stepped outside early on a crisp winter morning and took a deep breath? Felt refreshing, right? That's what Rose believed too. She loved her morning walks, wrapped up in her scarf, hands in gloves, breathing in the clean, cold air. It clears my mind, she said. I feel alive. But here's what no one ever told her. Cold air constricts blood vessels. It shrinks the tiny arteries that supply blood to the heart and brain. That makes the heart work harder. Every beat becomes a push against resistance. And for a body over 60, that resistance can be too much. Even a light breeze, if cold enough, can be the hidden factor behind that chest tightness. That shortness of breath, that strange hollow dizziness that makes you pause mid-step. No alarms, no sirens, just your heart trying its best to stay calm in a storm it didn't see coming. You see, for Rose, the problem was never the walk itself. It was everything around it. The biting cold, the dry air, the lack of preparation. And that's where we meet one of the sneakiest dangers of aging well. The changing seasons. They roll in quietly. They seem harmless. But for someone over 60, they can take a silent toll. On your heart, your breath, your balance, your life. Let's take summer, for example. It feels warmer. Maybe you even like the heat. But under the surface, your body is working overtime just to stay cool. The sweat? That's your body's air conditioning system turning on. But for that to happen, a blood vessel's widen. An internal pressure shifts. The heart beats faster, just to keep you stable. Now imagine that happening inside a heart that's already aged, already a little more sensitive, a little less flexible. It doesn't scream. It doesn't warn. But it wears down slowly like waves shaping a rock. You might hear things like, "It was just a little dizziness. Must have been the sun. Everything went dark for a second, but I'm fine now." But let's be honest, that's not normal. That's your body whispering. Please listen to me. When the environment becomes the enemy. I remember a man named Paul, 72 years old. He walked every day, same route, same time. Right after lunch. "It clears my mind," he'd say. But on one particular day, the temperature spiked. The air was dry. The sun, unforgiving. Paul collapsed just a few steps from the park bench he always rested on. Not because he did anything wrong, but because no one ever taught him how to adapt, how to adjust when and how to move, based on what's happening around him. And that's the real secret. Sometimes it's not the exercise that's the problem. It's the timing, the temperature, the clothes you wear, the water you didn't drink. They all seem like little things. But when your heart is working harder just to keep up, those little things become everything. So, what should you do? The answer isn't to stop. It's to adapt. Don't cancel your walk. Just take it before 9 a.m. or after 5 p.m. when the sun softens. Wear light, breathable clothes, comfortable shoes, and always carry water. Check in with your body before you step outside. Feeling lightheaded? A little pressure in your chest? Some fatigue you can't explain? That might be your cue to rest. And that's not weakness. That's wisdom. Because knowing when not to move is just as powerful as knowing when to go. Movement doesn't have to hurt to work. We still live in a world that worships the phrase, "No pain, no gain." But let me tell you something, that mindset, it makes zero sense for people who want to age well. You don't need to run. You don't need to sweat through your shirt. You don't need to leave the gym trembling to know you did something. That's not health. That's punishment. And it's built around a 25-year-old's body. Even for them, it's often too much. If you're 60 or beyond, the best kind of exercise is the kind that respects you. That strengthens you from the inside out. The power of gentle movement. While the world chases extreme challenges and 30-day fitness frenzies, there's a different path, quieter, less flashy, but far more powerful. It's built on ancient wisdom. And it looks like this: Tai Chi, a leisurely walks, a mindful stretching, a warm water swimming, a restorative yoga. You won't see them trending on TikTok. They don't go viral. But they do something better. They bring you back to center. They steady your balance. They calm your breath. They offer peace, the kind that lingers. Fernando's story, a new life at 79. I'll never forget Fernando. 79 years old. Retired for over a decade. One day, he joined a Tai Chi group at a shaded park. 3 times a week. A few weeks in, he looked at me and said, "I stopped fighting time. Now I walk with it." Since then, he sleeps better. He breathes easier. He's more centered. His joint pain has decreased. And believe it or not, his heart health actually improved. All without breaking a sweat. No crash diets. Number 90-day fitness transformations. Just presence. Rhythm. Why does it work so well? Because these practices honor your body's pace, build cardiac strength without stress, improve your balance, both physical and emotional. I activate your deep breathing, which naturally lowers blood pressure, and gently release the tension your body has been holding for decades. Unlike high-impact workouts, they don't overwhelm your nervous system. They don't spike stress hormones. They don't leave your muscles screaming for recovery. They nourish. They restore. They last. And for those who truly want to age with grace, that's worth more than any six-pack. The science backs it up. Recent studies are starting to catch up with what wise elders have known all along. Gentle movement after 60 isn't just nice to have. It's essential. Research shows that things like Tai Chi, walking, and water-based exercise lead to a lower fall risk, improved heart health, a more stable blood pressure, a less anxiety and depression, a greater sense of purpose and vitality. This isn't just about feeling good. It's biology. It's chemistry. It's the body saying thank you when you treat it with respect. Redefining what exercise means. It's time to make something very clear. You don't owe the world proof of your strength. At 60, 70, 80, your greatest power is the kindness you offer yourself. Self-care isn't weakness. It isn't laziness. And it's sure as hell not giving up. It's intelligence. It's emotional maturity. It's real courage. Because yes, it does take courage to go against what the fitness world tells you. But when you do, something begins to shift. You stop fighting your body, and you begin walking with it. When lightness becomes strength, let's talk about something that rarely gets the credit it deserves. The weight of lightness. A lot of people think gentle movement is a waste of time. Tai Chi, walking, water aerobics, that's just relaxing, right? No, that's how you rebuild yourself from the inside out. Did you know that a 20 to 30-minute walk, done slowly, with tall posture and deep breathing, activates over 200 muscles and increases blood flow to your brain? Or that simply raising your arms, paired with a full inhale, stimulates your lymphatic system, helping your body flush out toxins? Or that rolling your ankles mindfully while seated can improve circulation in your legs and reduce the risk of blood clots? These are tiny movements, but when done with care and consistency, they create huge transformations. The secret isn't in effort, it's in consistency. That's why quiet rituals work so well. They don't demand exhaustion. They only ask for presence. A morning stretch before your feet touch the floor. A peaceful evening walk after dinner. 3 deep, conscious breaths during the day. A warm shower at night to ease your muscles into rest. These small gestures activate the systems that matter most. Your heart, your lungs, your immune system. No strain, no shock, just gentle, loving care. What your body really needs after 60. People assume the body just wants to slow down after 60. But what it really wants is rhythm. It needs a gentle, regular movement, a deep, conscious breathing, a steady hydration, anti-inflammatory foods, a restorative sleep, a little sunlight and a breath of fresh air, and above all, respect. Respect for your recovery time. Respect for those quiet signals, that little ache, that unfamiliar fatigue. Respect for your story. You don't have to try to be who you were at 30. Your body has changed. That's not a problem. That's an invitation to honor who you are now. But I don't want to feel old. And you don't have to. Feeling old isn't about age. It's about how you treat yourself. You've probably seen people in their 40s who live like they're 80, and others in their 80s who still carry that spark of youth in their eyes. What's the difference? They've cultivated something timeless. Lightness in body and spirit. And that kind of lightness doesn't come from luck. It comes from choices, small ones, made consistently. What does it really mean to age with youthfulness? Aging with youthfulness isn't pretending time doesn't pass. It's honoring the life that time has brought you. It's looking in the mirror and not just seeing what's changed, but celebrating what remains. The sparkle in your eyes, the sound of your own laughter, the curiosity to keep learning, the will to keep moving, even if it's slower now. That's youth. Not biceps, not medals, attention, self-love, wisdom to say not today, and courage to say yes when it matters. Awareness. This is the key. Awareness. Knowing when to rest, when to keep going, what nourishes you, and what just drains you. Understanding that a peaceful body lives longer than one constantly under pressure. You don't have to beat time. You just have to align with it. So where do you begin? Maybe you're asking yourself right now. Okay, but where do I start? The answer: start small. But start. A gentle evening walk, 5 minutes of deep breathing in the morning, a Tai Chi video on YouTube, or maybe just standing up slowly with intention and smiling as you do it. Remember that old saying? The most important step is always the next one. Doesn't matter how small. What matters is that it's yours. A simple invitation: walk with kindness. If there's one thing life teaches with time, it's this. The way you walk matters more than how fast you go. And if you walk with kindness, with presence, with gratitude for the body that's carried you this far, then yes, you can grow older without ever feeling old. Because youthfulness is a choice you make each day. One step, one breath, one act of love at a time. Now it's your turn. Tell me, which of these small shifts spoke to you the most? Which one feels like the right first step for you today? Leave it in the comments. I read every one, and I'd be honored to walk this path beside you. And if this message touched your heart, if you know someone who needs to hear this too, share it. Oh, and if you haven't already, tap that subscribe button. Turn on the little bell icon. This channel is here so we can walk together. With calm, with truth, with health. Because living longer and living well, it's not luck. It's a choice, made with wisdom and a whole lot of love. We're in this together, heart to heart.